What up, YouTube? This is your boy Liger from Nintendo Duo, and this is a new series I'm gonna start called "What the F." WTF? What the flip? I'm not really a cursor, profanity laced person. So if I say I really am angry, and this is kind of like my rant series, I'm not gonna really get too angry, but just to get some stuff out. And 2015 January, I have to go in on all three consoles or three companies because everybody stepped into some stuff that's crazy this beginning year, and it makes no sense to me. So first of all, I have to start with Nintendo. Seriously, what the flip, Nintendo? Really, the Nintendo Direct, I like it. It's cool. Never got, I'm a person who just look at things that way, but it's cool. But the way you guys trap yourself in a corner is so stupid. I don't understand why you did that. It makes no sense to me. Now, selling the 3DS without a power cord, that's a joke. And then of course you came up with a stupid excuse to IGN and GameStop. Come on, really? That's the best you'll come up with? That's basically you're lying. And it's just I don't understand that decision on doing that. And then you rush the console. But anyway, to give you an example of what I'm talking about, I'm gonna fully flesh it out what I'm talking about in that regards. All right. In the North American region, Nintendo has the 3DS, the 3DS XL, and the 2DS. The 3DS sells 3 to 1. Basically, it sells way more than a regular 3DS. The 2DS also outsells the regular 3DS. So they see that they have three SKUs. In the age of the internet now, Nintendo being the old, basically the grandpa, they're not catching up to a lot of things. The old oligarch, you can't. They try to do this. They're trying to still do this test market and do some overseas, then bring it over here. In most cases, it works. Some cases, in many cases, it do not. Like right now, if for example, a lot of people will get spoilers from Xenoblade Chronicles because it's gonna release in April, and people gonna be they're gonna see stuff on the video. My opinion to you guys is don't watch the videos. Don't because it's a game. You want to enjoy the game. Don't watch vids from other people about it. But so they created the Nintendo 3DS with the faceplates because in Japan it's the same thing too. The 3D XL sells the most. They created a faceplate because they thought that will be a gimmick to get people to put in money into the regular 3DS, which they will make more money because that's the cheapest console to mass produce out of the two SKUs, and also you get extra income by charging for the faceplates. That's why they put the faceplates on the smaller console because it wasn't selling that well, and they didn't put the adaptation to the bigger one because everybody wants the bigger XL version. Understandable. So they tested it out in Japan. Shock and behold, people are not buying the console as well over there. They're not. And I made a mistake on my numbers. Over there, they're buying it 3 to 1. I made a mistake with that. Nintendo 3DS in North America sells way more than not a 3 to 1, kind of like a 5 to 6 to 1 that I've seen. It outsells the regular 3DS way more in North America and in Europe too in most cases. But anyway, the new 3DS XL outsells the regular 3DS, with the faceplate. So they're like, okay, I gotta rejiggle the numbers. Let's look at the numbers in Europe. Okay, let's try it in Europe and see how that works. In North America, the gap is so big with the XL, they say, you know what, let's just bring the XL. So the problem was, what it did is they ramp up production on the 3DS XL. Didn't want to change the box configuration, and then just changed the outside of the box. Didn't want to do the box configuration, and then came out with it February just to tamper down the further because they discontinued the regular 3DS. They discontinued it in North America, and they also know that people know that the new 3DS was around the corner, so the sales drop, and they know that. They said also in in the report that the 3DS sold a lot over December, and they didn't give no specific numbers, so I can't say to that point. But that's just hearsay, so I don't know. But we'll see how that work out. But because of the fact that they're bringing out this new console, of course the fervor was there, and they said, okay, let's try to get that 3DS back up to the top. Okay, that's what you wanted to do, so you rushed it, and then you come out just because you rushed the same product as the others and just changed the colors and the box art outside. That's why you come and say, yeah, you don't need the adapter. And to me, that's a stupid move. The reason I say that because the official Nintendo adapter sells for $8. Really, that's what it sells for in Walmart, Target, Amazon, whatever. So you making it takes you maybe about $3 to $4 to produce it. I'll be generous and even say $6, but come on. Now I've defended you guys because I understand the structure of with the price cut, and I have people will see the video about price cutting and go to the understand of what I'm talking about there. But $3, $4, really, you couldn't take that cut to get this new console out? That is BS. That's messing up that's messing with you. And the reason I said it because I know I am a Nintendo. I have a Nintendo 3DS. So is Katie. So there's a lot of Nintendo fans. So yes, you can use the old charger, but there's a lot of people who did not get in on the 3DS because they thought it was gimmicky. And now that you have this improved 3D, faster, and all kind of stuff with the console have. And I'm not one of the persons that say, oh, you should have had this from the beginning. None of y'all know how to make a console, so shut up about that thing. That's stupid. But you improved it, you made it better. Let other people who never enjoyed the console jump in on it. And you get a console, don't make them go buy it. I mean, it's $10 at the most for most people in North America, depending on where you at. The most, like I said, you can get it for $8 really, or even cheaper with a third-party one. But come on, that was a stupid move, and you rushed it. I think you should have not rushed it and go to the fervor. But that was a dumb move by you guys. I can't defend you. That was an idiotic move, Nintendo. So my basically what the F is with you guys. That was a stupid move. Now Sony, I have to talk about you. Now, not as a console. You're doing what you gotta do. Great with your console. You have your fanboy Pactor, which I've seen a couple of vids with him, and that dude's just irritating. But Sony as a company, you're already slated to lose our next $2 billion by the end of March, which is crazy. You came up with this Walkman. Now, I'll say this. I have a Sony Walkman MP3 player. I love the thing. I think it's way better than an iPod Touch. I love the thing. But that's my opinion, and that's why I bought it. And the new Walkman to play the Prono sound wave sound audio file, $1,200. That's crazy, man. Who really would spend that? I'm a guy who do engineering with audio, who knows about audio, and yes, I could tell the difference between a compressed music and decompressed music, because I know all about OGG, wave, raw, all that stuff, because that's my job, that's my company, that's what I do. So I could tell the difference. I know that. But and then you have Neil Diamond, doing his Prono for $300 for his stuff. Come on, it's $1,200. You're losing money already. Why dig yourself in a deeper trench? That makes no sense to me. That's stupid. And so that one is so to Sony itself, the company, big company, and again, I am employed by. I have a contract with Sony, so I know. I don't want, even some of the people I've talked to who are above me and I have talkings to in Sony, they're like, why the hell they did that? So I don't know what they're thinking at the top. It makes no sense to me. So that's the what the F with Sony. Microsoft, Xbox. Phil Spencer, he's a rah champion guy, and I'm happy that he's trying to, he's kicking stuff and making names. You know what I mean? And I'm trying to pull it up for a second, so give me a second right here. Okay, so Microsoft. I know you had that clause when it comes in 360 about if you want to do what do you call it, pre-orders and stuff, the special DLC packs and stuff that's time-based. You had it in your 360. You had a clause for that. So Activision basically bowed down and said, hey, we sell better on your Advanced Warfare sell better on your system. Let's do that. That's cool. Here's the thing though. The thing that I've seen with PlayStation, and PlayStation is doing good on this. Xbox, I don't understand it. Just like PlayStation in a way, but they're doing it in a different way. It's same thing with Nintendo, the same thing as well. You don't have the library of main staple games to supplement. And every console, I watched a video just a while ago that kind of made me think, every console has a drought. Don't say they don't. Every console has a drought. Nintendo 3DS, Wii U, Xbox, PlayStation Vita, all of them has a drought. There's not many big games coming out for them. It's all about your taste. That's all about your taste. So your opinions, you don't want to play, Saints Row, then Sony has a drought. If you don't want to play Order of 8086, then PlayStation has a drought, and that could go on more and more. Nintendo, guys, like I said, Nintendo has Kirby. You don't like Kirby, then Nintendo has a drought. You have a 3DS, then right now there's no games coming out. It's till February, so then you have a drought. So every console has a drought. Okay, so everybody has a drought, but you guys do not have the major big games, and also the first party like Nintendo. And Sony has a couple third parties that would help them out other than you guys in the RPG section, because you guys are not known for your RPGs. Why would you put a stipulation in the contract for indie games? I mean, I love indie games. Again, I help some of the indie games out there too. Not gonna similar because I'm not gonna try to be biased in that way. I like indie games because they provide something that fun gameplay, and that's all I care about. Shovel Knights, Guacamelee, all those are fun games to play at a low cost. Love those things. But the clause is, if it's on PlayStation 4, they're not going to release it on Xbox One. That is a stupid clause. Why do that? And that shows a lot of people out there that PlayStation is Xbox's competitor, not Nintendo. Again, Nintendo never was their competitor. They do two different. Nintendo and PlayStation and Xbox do two different things when it comes to games. But anyway, and it's not about the third party publisher thing. But anyway, why do that? That's a good. Because in the 360 days, which I bless the Xbox for this, you guys help usher online gaming on the consoles. Even though you have to pay $60, your structure is way better than all the other consoles. That's a fact. I understand that. And your Xbox Arcade was very well last generation. I love the Xbox Arcade. Again, I didn't buy the console, but I go to my friend's house and I play my Street of Rage 2 Arcade Edition and all that stuff, and it was pretty cool and fun. But to put that clause in there, that if I release an indie game on a PlayStation, so what? You gonna tell me you're not gonna take Shovel Knights? If the Yacht Club games want to put Shovel Knights on Xbox One, you're not gonna take it? I hope not, because that's stupid. I hope you guys take it. It's a fun game. That illogical thinking don't make no sense, business sense in what you guys doing. So really, Microsoft, what the F? So all three console owners, y'all, what the F, really? What were you guys thinking? That makes no sense to me on what's going on. And then, like I said, I went in on Nintendo too, because that, and I explained that out there again for those who maybe skip the video and think I'm just talking about. Nintendo made a mistake. They made a big mistake in my opinion. I would tell you right now, if they might, actually, there's a good 50-50 chance they might bring the 3DS with the faceplate over to North America, because they're gonna be a lot of fervor and backlash because of this stuff. Which you showed it, you teased it, and you teased North America, Nintendo, and also Europe. You showed Europe is getting it, and you didn't bring it to North America. You teased it. You could have bring a limited amount of games over so people could buy it. So I said, for those out there, wait. Don't buy a new 3DS XL. none of the games except for Xenoblade really, or Codename Steam, because of the Amiibo support, makes me want to go purchase a new console right now, because if I want the regular 3DS with a faceplate. Yeah, my guess will be around E3 they're gonna bring it out, or the end of 2015 they'll bring it out, because of the fervor and the backlash from it. If they don't do it that time, then you know what, go ahead. But if you want a new shiny thing now, buyers beware. You buy that, and then they bring out the one with the faceplate, you will be angry. That's how you spend your money now. That is how you spend your money. If you want to play that Xenoblade, whatever, if you have that lust to play that game, all right, you do it. I know that if the one with the faceplate come out and you pissed off, that is your fault. On to that. You should not. I say do not buy it if you don't need to buy it. Wait a while, see what happens. That's one thing about gamers now. Everybody needs to have it right there and then. You need to. Oh, I got to get the game. I respect a lot of people out there who say, "Hey, I like Kirby, but I'm not gonna buy it day one. I like Xenoblade look interesting, but I'm not gonna buy it day one." Cool. I'm cool with that. I respect you guys for doing that. That's cool right there. So this right now is going to be about 16 minutes long or whatever. So again, What the Flip is my series. Is basically my rant series, and try to think logically of what the industry has done. Because like I said, I'm doing this channel because I rarely comment on other videos and stuff. Like I do that, I try to do it positively and logically. I don't bash nobody, because it's just what it is. But we'll see how this is going on with this series right here. So of course, as usual, remember, there's no perfect games out there. What's perfect to me is not perfect to you. What's perfect to you is not perfect to me. Just simply play your games.